What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great night. It has been one hell of a day. Nothing wants to work for me as soon as I get in here, but holy hell, we're here. We're ready to talk some birds, right? So I thank you all for taking the time here, whether you're watching this live or later, whenever it may be. But we've got a little bit of news on our hands now. The original plan was to talk about the practice squad players, and we're going to do that and then look at the updated practice squad. But we also had some additional news added on, so you don't see it on the side ticker here, but you've got some number changes, and you've also got a few players that worked out for the Eagles. So we're going to touch on all of that, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're getting excited, ready to run through a wall here like me, 10 days away, I'm pumped up, man. So I hope you're all with me, all you sickos. We've been doing our best to get by here, and we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get this bad boy started. And legend, well, I really appreciate that, man. And look, just doing my best to try to get out that information and, connect us all and just get happy around these parts. And, the last few years, that's all I really ever wanted to see was people cheering on the Eagles. And I understand it was some tough roads at getting to where we are, but you got to have a little faith, right? So doing my best here, looking like Haggard Harrison here, but I appreciate you, man. And that's what matters, right? The information. So if you're getting something out of it, that means the world, man. Thank you very much for those kind words. And look, I'm ready. I hope you're ready. And look, all of you sickos, I really appreciate you taking the time, all the questions you're asking, everything. Look, this is what it's all about. So we're getting through this information. If you're ever lost on what's going on or a player, this, that, whatever is on your mind, let me know. But let's touch on some of these things that happen, and then we'll get into the show here with these players. But first and foremost, had a few of the number changes. I know some people feel a certain way about some people wearing certain numbers. You see Fred Johnson now 74. Tanner McKee switches to 19. Albert Okwu, I'm sure, 85. And then Kaylee, I was killing it the first day. I don't know what happened. Now Kaylee Ringo, he switches to 22. I know a lot of people didn't like, I think he was wearing, 37 or something. So a much better number. I'm sure he'll make it look good. But just in case you guys are into that stuff, wanted to show you that. And also, I mentioned we tried out a few players, and 3 of them were punters. And Gilligan, ex-Penn Stater, he's played for the Saints the last couple of years. Pat O'Donnell, we talked about him the other day. He's been in the league for about, I think this will be his 10th year, just most recently with the Packers, but played a while there for the Bears. And then Colby Wadman down there. He's played for a few teams. I've been in the league since like 2018. So, look, we're looking for anything that's an upgrade over Sippos. I'm no punter expert, but if we sign one of these guys, I'll break it down. But we also tried out a long snapper and a linebacker there. So, look, looking for ways to fill out the practice squad, do this, that, the other thing, whatever the hell their intentions are. Those were the guys that were brought in. And again, if they sign one of these punters, we will break that down. But let's take a quick gander at this practice squad. And, if you follow me on all the platforms, any of these platforms, you saw the 3 players that we added. Now, I already had one of them last night, so we were at 14. Just needed to add 2 more. So we added Clark and Booker here. And we'll take a more detailed look here at the end. But just to keep you up with everything that's going on, that is the 16-man practice squad. Now, we're going to take a look at those 3 players. And as I told you last night, I would find more about Mullen and take a gander at some of these things, together with you once it was, in stone that he was here. He's here, so we're going to do that. Hear about the Cardinals, burner vote. Yeah, man, they're a terrible organization. We have questions at punter and backup linebacker. Look, man, no questions here. These are just the players that we are working out. But look, this is a lot of people get worked up. Why did we sign the Raven Clark? I've seen so many comments. It's like, dude, this is the practice squad. I mean, this stuff happens every year. I know a lot of people, once we start winning, start paying attention more. But this is nothing out of the ordinary. This guy is not coming to start. These are practice squad players that we're talking about. So it's wild out there. But, as I said yesterday, all these people complaining. It's like it's pretty good position. I think what you're trying to say here is, if you're talking about punter and returner, that's the thing people are complaining about. It's like, look, man, Jesus Christ. It's just people are always looking to be negative, but not me, man. I'm excited about this Eagles team. I'm ready to rock and roll. So let's check out these 3 new additions now. The Raven Clark, we all know who he is. It's been a couple years since he's been here now. He actually, it's weird. Last year he played in 2022 with the Titans. This offseason, he was with the Steelers. So you can see 30 years old, 6'5", 311 pounds, 7 years experience. I don't know why this graphic got all jacked. I really can't stand Canva anymore. But Texas Tech, you can see the college he went to. He was a 3rd-round pick back in 2016. Played for the Colts, then the Eagles, then, as I mentioned, the Titans, and most recently the Steelers. Now, he's an offensive lineman, so it's kind of hard to find the stats, but I've seen in his 1,224 snaps that he's given up 7 sacks. Last year, he actually had 2 starts, played in 10 games, and he only gave up 1 sack there. But, you can see here, 18 starts out of 64 games. Not exactly living up to 3rd round hope, hype, whatever. So, look, some people were commenting on the thing earlier. Why are we signing him? It's like, look, man, he's familiar with the team. He's a tackle that can play left tackle and right tackle. So practice squad. He is practice squad. We've got depth pieces behind our greats we already have. You're just bringing in guys that are available right now that can help out this team. And, part of practice, because he's on the practice squad. So let's just keep that in mind. Now let's get up to the next guy here. And this is someone we talked about briefly yesterday. I apologize. My dog doesn't know how to be quiet. I had to shut him up there. But cornerback Tiawan Mullen, 23 years old. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. Rookie out of Indiana. He was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Chargers there. But obviously no NFL stats because, well, he just graduated. So let's take a look at his numbers from Indiana here. And, this kid started 32 games out of 39, 5 interceptions, 28 passes deflected, 143 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 recovered. Now, this kid, you can send him on the blitz, obviously. He's a physical corner. We talked about this. He likes to tackle. I like this kid. And, one of the things we talked about on this practice squad, the other pieces we have on this roster, mostly they're outside corners. So we've got Goodrich there now with McPherson on IR behind Maddox. This gives you someone on the practice squad that is your nickel corner. So we now have our nickel corner on the practice squad. Again, this is a loaded room. So he's not starting. He's not playing over anybody. He is on the practice squad. Now, we talked about him last night, but again, as I told you, I'd give you that stuff today, making sure he was actually on the roster. Now we've got a 3rd guy, a defensive lineman who was a defensive end, but in the NFL, more of a defensive tackle, a tweener there. And we talk about, we have a couple of those pieces, can play in those multiple schemes. He will be a D tackle, but he can also, move down the line here in those odd fronts and play a little bit of D end. But 301 pounds, 6'3", very young, 23. He's had 1 year, though. He was a 5th rounder from the Texans last year. So, look, I guess they gave up on him already. Underwhelming here this offseason. But in his 1 year there with the Texans, he actually did get to start there for a game. Played in 10, had a half a sack, 15 tackles, 1 of those for a loss, 1 pass deflected. Now, that's a very small sample size. So wanted to give you his stats from Stanford, his time there. So let's take a look at how he did there. And again, he had 1 year in the NFL, but we're still going to take a look here at his college stats. Started in 27 games out of 43, had 9.5 sacks, 159 tackles, 20.5 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 recovered, 8 passes deflected, and he even got himself an interception. So a versatile piece that, again, is on, the defensive line, but on the Eagles practice squad. So you're looking for, these versatile guys. You had nose tackles that you brought in at the end of, the preseason to play in that game. But they didn't show you enough, and they're not those versatile pieces we're looking for here. So, hey, look, they obviously like Thomas Booker is something they were, I'm sure have something on him already talking about him. They don't just sign random dudes. They know these people, and it's a practice squad guy. So, again, who cares? But that's who they wanted to be on the practice squad. So, no doubt. Now I'm going to show you a more detailed look at this practice squad at both, offense, defense, and you'll get a third there because, we do have someone on special teams there. But I will keep you up to date with all of this stuff. I will show you as it changes, just like I do each year. Anything that ever changes, you will see what this team looks like at all times. So fall back on Fan Friday. No, man, it's all good. I enjoy questions, and I try to get to as many as I can. But I get through the show too. I don't want people to miss out on the, all the information. Don't want to, because I'll talk forever. That's what Fan Friday is for, though. So you guys can just ask me whatever you want. If it has nothing to do with this show, that's what I try to do the Fan Friday for. But doing well here, my man. Hope all is well with you, William. Appreciate you tuning in, and yeah, no doubt. Would love to see Kelly Ringo. I'm not sure what you're saying or asking there. Love to see Killing Ringo at toolbox. Oh, Kaylee Ringo at safety. Travis Kelce's big. No, I definitely want to keep him at corner. I think he is the future there with Josh Jobe. So really excited about him, and can't wait to see the future for him. But let's take a look at this practice squad now. We're going to start it off with the offense here, and we've got 8 players on the offense. 4 of them wide receivers. So you see, not only does these numbers, they could change. Obviously, these were the numbers they were rocking, but if somebody takes their number, they want to change it, whatever. But you can see also the position is the bottom left there of the picture. So you've got 4 receivers at the top: Covey, Ward, Allen, Nada. If you need a punt returner, you're going to elevate Britton Covey for the game. You've got some choices here. You want a bigger receiver, something happens, you got Nada there. And then you see the linemen. Anything were to happen, you've got Toth and Good Jones, who are very versatile, tackles, guards, dabbling at center. And then you've got LaRaven Clark, who obviously we talked about left and right tackle. So you've got yourself some linemen that help you in practice. And God, forbid anything happen, you could elevate someone, do whatever you want. But those are 3 guys on the practice squad there. And then we have 1 practice squad tight end, and that is Brady Russell. We know Tyree Jackson left for the Giants. So that's your offensive practice squad. We got no quarterbacks, no running backs there, but that obviously could change. And as they continue to move things around, each week this stuff will change, and I will keep you up to date with that. But you can see a little bit about each player, and if you ever want to know more, I have videos on every person whenever we sign them, do whatever. You can just type it in, you'll find it, or go to the playlist. They're all listed as to what that stuff is. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we've got 7 players. One of them, the interior defensive lineman we talked about, Thomas Booker, just a little bit ago. Then we've got 2 edge rushers here in Teron Jackson and Kyron Johnson. Happy to see both of them back on the squad. And then you've got 2 corners here in Mekhi Garner and Tiawan Mullen, who, again, I think Garner, I'm excited he is back on this practice squad, and Mullen, love his game. So excited that those 2 are here. Anything were to happen, you've got a plethora of corners. And then you see we've got 1 linebacker and 1 safety. So Ben Van Sumeren back in the building, and Tristan McCollum. Both of these kids, freak athletes, love their size, a lot of promise, but a lot of work to be done. So a great spot to be on the Eagles practice squad, learning from some of these greats throughout practice. So all about it. But clearly you're doing the math there, and 8 and 7 only makes 15. So yeah, there's 1 more here, and I've seen people losing their minds about it. But let's be real, guys. You have to have a punter at practice. So we've got ourselves 1 more player on the practice squad, and that is Aaron Sipos. So look, we've tried out some players today. We're going to see what we can do here. If we don't have anybody, well, what you could do is keep him there on the practice squad. You elevate him for the games that you need him until you find someone, whatever it may be. You don't have to put him on the active roster. So I know we want to find someone better than him. That is the plan, but you got to have someone at practice to be able to punt, but also be able to hold for Jake Elliott. So he's going to be here for now, ladies and gentlemen, but the hope is to get better there. That is why he was waived. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do, but that's all I've got for you right now. The number changes, the tryouts, the updates to the practice squad, that's all that has happened. But if anything happens between then and tomorrow, I'll be back. We'll break down whatever move was made. But tomorrow I've got some things planned then too. We've obviously got Fan Friday, so I'll be breaking a lot of stuff down during that. But we'll see. This is going to be a very busy time. So anything that happens, I will keep you up to date with it. Yo, my man, Cole C, it's going well. Neck feeling much better. Finally able to move a little. Still hurts to do that. Ankle, a little ugly looking, but I can walk pretty well on it now. But dude, it has been a tough past couple of weeks. So just trying to get the Eagle season with joy still in the heart. But I appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well. Well, I don't know, man. Pat O'Donnell probably, just because I know who he is. But as I said, I'll break that down once I figure out more about them. But what is going on? AEP in the building. Appreciate you tuning in. Just got done here. So love to hear your thoughts. If you guys rewatch this, I'd love to hear your comments down below. I'm always trying to talk some birds with you. So if you have any questions, want to know something further, this, that, the other thing, you can always comment down below. If we sign any of those guys, I will make a detailed video breaking down whatever about them. So until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Hope you're all having yourselves a great week. The weekend is upon us. Hope to see you tomorrow for Fan Friday, but I'll be back with anything that happens in between then if I need to be. I see a couple comments. Let me see real quick. But Liz, appreciate you tuning in. Fly, Eagles, fly. I have something telling me, better go check this out. So I appreciate you tuning in. I'm actually rolling out here, but a couple more days I'll be, it doesn't matter because tomorrow I have so much stuff that needs to get done. It sucks. And the final thing is this room, and it's really pissing me off because I had such a great game plan, and we only got 10 days before the season, so it has to be done. And I don't know how I'm going to lift all this stuff without breaking my neck here. So, wish me well. But I love you all and cannot thank you enough for tuning in here. And as I said, if you guys ever have anything, you want to ask about, anything on your mind, let me know. I'm always here. You guys rewatch this. Comment down below. I'm always down to talk some birds. But Lil, Trev, my man, Trabe, sorry. You guys, you're awesome. I love you. Appreciate you tuning in here. Got a bunch to do tonight, but I will be back tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Until then, you stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!